Hey there everybody, this is Mark Crowley. I'm back with another one of my message to my subscriber videos. I want to dedicate this one to Jill Thompson, a good friend of mine, and try to help her get the word out about her newest series. This is not the newest one, but I wanted to show this to you first. It's called Death at Death's Door. I remember seeing this years ago when it first came out. Let me kind of zoom in a little and show you. I think Jill, maybe not the very first American to do a manga-style project, but one of the first, I think, and certainly one of the first to do it as well as this. Let me zoom in on the typical page here and show how she just really nails the manga style, I think. I think seeing that she was able to do it really made me think, hey, maybe I could try to do a project in this style as well. So let me bring out her latest project, which is not actually a manga-style project. It's called Magic Trixie. And this is perfect for the season. You know, we got Halloween coming up, and so she's got this really adorable character here. Let me just splice in some of the artwork. This is all watercolor, and if you know how hard watercolor is, you'll just be amazed. I'm going to go ahead and cut in some of my favorite artwork from the Magic Trixie series. There you go, and so I thought I'd show you just one more double-page spread she did here with this incredible tree. Let me just kind of zoom in a little and show you. Look at the details of how she did those branches and the buildings beyond. She's just an amazing illustrator and a great writer. And this was the first book in the series, Magic Trixie, but the second one is coming out on October 21st, so just a couple of weeks from now, called Magic Trixie Sleeps Over. Hope you'll keep an eye out for that. I'm going to put a direct link in the about the video information section, you know, to the right of this video, basically, and hope you'll go check that out. So just wanted to do that as my initial shout out to my good friend Jill. And let's get on to doing a message to my subscriber video. As always, I'm going to try to get a little work done. So the next thing you'll see is an illustration that I'm working on for this next book project that I'm in the middle of. Alright, so yeah, maybe just to begin, I'll just say a word or two about what I'm working on today. This is one of the last illustrations that I need to get done for this project, called The Enormous Egg. It's actually a classic chapter book from the 50s. And they hired me to re-illustrate it, to do new illustrations, to sort of help introduce the book to a new generation. It's a real honor, actually, to be asked to work on something that's really kind of a classic. And so that's what I'm working on today. And just as I get the work done, I'm going to try to answer some questions that I've had from people. Most of these from within the last few days. If you asked me questions months ago, I'm sorry that they are not going to be in this video, but here's the first question I have today from, looks like it's Sakura Blossom Forever. I'm not sure how that's pronounced, but the question is, when you wrote Miki Falls, was it planned or did it just flow naturally from your pencil? That's a really great question, because I think some people, when they write, they don't plan it all out. It's just sort of, they sort of just make it up as they go. I had a lot of people know that my first published series was called Akiko, or Akiko, and it was a comic book series, and to a certain extent that one was almost, you know, made up as I went along. I had the basic concept, and then I just started working on it, and almost went page to page, making it up as I went. Now there's a big drawback to doing things that way. You don't generally get to come up with cool plot twists that really hold up, because if you don't plot it out in advance, you'll get good ideas later on that if you had worked it out earlier, then you know, you'd have a sort of an outline there, and then you get like a cool idea, and you, oh boy, if I go back to the first chapter and introduce this then, it won't seem like it just completely came out of the blue, like I was just winging it. So there's definitely an advantage to planning things out. And with Miki Falls, it was all pretty much planned out from the start. That being said, and this is the way I like to work, I always allow myself a little wiggle room to surprise myself and come up with new ideas kind of at the last minute and see if I can introduce those. You know, if I planned absolutely every last detail of the story out before I even sat down to do it, it would be a little boring, I have to admit, for me as a creator, that if there were no longer any surprises, like I'm just sort of following some blueprint. I don't like to go that far, but it is a good idea to plan things out a little, and so that's how I did things with Miki Falls. Let me take a break here, and then I will answer another question. All right, here's a question from a viewer who calls herself, I assume it's herself, Hi Lourdes. And the question is, I want Miki Falls, but I live in the UK. Any ideas? Well, the good news is there is actually a special UK English, British edition of Miki Falls. It has been published. My publisher is named HarperCollins, and there's sort of a separate publishing entity over there in England called Harper UK. And so they do have an edition of it out there on that side of the Atlantic. Now, I can't guarantee that it's going to be in every bookstore in every town. I'm sure they have the same kind of situation that we have here in America. That is that there are so many books being published all the time. There's no way that any bookstore can have all of them. Hopefully, and some of you in England can maybe let me know about this, hopefully it's possible there, as it is here in America, to ask them to special order the series for you. It should definitely be something that they can get hold of if they want to. I suppose it depends on the bookstore and whether they like to do that kind of thing for customers. I think in America, I know with my local bookstore, Borders, which is not so far from where I live, they're pretty happy to do a special order because they know it's a guaranteed sale, number one, and they think maybe that they can win you over as a permanent customer to come in there all the time, anytime you want something. So they're not going to be like, oh, special order, hopefully. They'll be more like, yes, we'd be delighted to special order it for you. And it's sort of like, it's sort of like getting it off Amazon, except you don't have to pay the shipping, because what happens is you give them maybe your name and a phone number, or just address, maybe, I guess. That's the way it worked for me. Something comes in the mail telling you, hey, your book came in. Then you just go into the bookstore and pick it up, and you're not paying for shipping or anything. It's just like you would normally get it in the store. I know a lot of young people, they don't want to order things off Amazon because they don't have a credit card, or they don't want to have to bug their parents about using the credit card or whatever. So anyway, I hope that's possible in England. And thanks for asking that question, Hi Lourdes. Let's answer another one. All right, well, I got a little bit of inking there done during the break, I suppose. Sometimes I don't dare to do something like that live on camera, because I think I might totally blow it. But here we go. Here's a question from someone who calls themselves Stupid Lesson. And the question is, what's your advice on getting a manga published? And that's a great question, and happily I have a video that really answers that question. It's the message to my subscribers number 5. So you could go to my channel, and it may be bumped now to the second page of videos. I have 52, I think, now videos. Or try this. I think we've reached the point where you can do this. If you do the YouTube search for how I got published. And I'm pretty sure that my video will be the first thing that comes up. So yeah, that tells you how I got published, and it kind of tries to relate that to how you might get published, give you some ideas about how to go about doing that. So thanks for that question, and I hope that the video there gives you the answer. Another question from Dan James, 1995. When's your new project coming out? Thanks for asking about that, Dan. If that's your name, I assume it is. Yes, the new project I talked about in one of my earlier videos, and at that time I was kind of pessimistic about whether it was going to get published or not. I have happy news for you, and that is that it is still being looked at by publishers, and I'm starting to feel a little more optimistic about the chances of it getting published. I had, I won't mention any names, but I had one of the bigger American comic book companies looking at it, and we came really close just this last week to a deal. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for sort of technical contract reasons or whatever. But yeah, they wanted to do it, and so that's giving me added confidence, maybe, about this new project and the potential for it actually getting published. So thanks for asking about that. And the question was, when is it going to be published? I can't tell you when, but I'll tell you that if we find a publisher within the next few weeks or months, I would think that even then it probably would not get published until a couple of years from now. But the good news is that as soon as I have a deal, and as soon as I start working on my next project, whatever it turns out to be, I will be doing YouTube videos and showing you the work in progress and telling you all about it. And so you guys will be in on it. Anyone who subscribes or watches my videos, you guys will be seeing the project as it's being made and know all about it long before anybody else. So stay tuned. Let's try one more question. All right, well, quite a big change from the last time you saw it. I got a phone call and different stuff that I had to take care of. But in any case, let me take one final question here. From Agnes, who says, I want to go to Japan since I'm half Japanese. Have you ever been there? And the answer, happily, is yes. I first went to Japan many years ago. It was around 1991. I was there for 2 years and teaching English in a smaller city in the north of the country called Morioka. And it was there that I first started studying Japanese and familiarizing myself with the culture and so forth. But it was really years later when I met my wife, Miki, of course, the namesake, or the person that Miki from Miki Falls is named after. It was when I met her and we got married, and we started going to visit her parents over there, the rest of her family, that I really, Japan became more and more of an important part of my life, and we still go there almost once a year now. It's become to visit family and friends and stuff over there. So yes, Japan is, I'm happy to say, a big part of my life, and anyone who wants to go to Japan, especially you English speakers out there, it shouldn't be so hard to find ways of getting English teaching jobs in Japan, and that's a great way to get over there and have that experience of living in Japan that a lot of you, it seems, would like to have. So the first trick, though, is see if you can graduate from college, because I think that's a big requirement of most English schools in Japan. They want someone with a college degree, not necessarily English teaching. As long as you're a native speaker of English and you graduate from college, you can find jobs over there teaching English. So let's wind it up there with that as the last question for today. I want to just one more time throw in a shout out for my friend Jill Thompson. Let's pull back here in her new series, Magic Trixie. Like I said, this is the first book in the series. The second book is coming out October 21st. She and I have similar situations sometimes of bookstores not necessarily having our books on the shelves. So if you're looking for a great Halloween book this season and your local bookstore doesn't have it, by all means ask them to special order it for you. You won't regret it. It's really a great series, all full color illustrations and just incredible art and story. A lot of fun, very creative. And so that's it for this time. Thanks so much for watching my videos as always, and if I can get this thing sorted out here, I will be back with another one real soon.